Hello. 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 Top of the evening to you. Top of the afternoon for you. To you. If you're in Australia. I have no idea this shirt I'm wearing, what the heck it is. Karen gave it to me. I took it to Mr. Washy Washy and washed it. The pants to go with it are behind me, covering, draping the chair. And here we go. I think I see a submarine or something on this shirt. So definitely the first time I've ever worn this one. We say hello to Brenda Noyce, Elaine Peterson, Jupiter's Realm. I'm one of those, so thank you. What are you one of? Neo Neon, hello. Pam Donnelly, welcome, welcome, Pam Donnelly. Chi Chi, hi, Jack, welcome. Heart, oh, I thought that heartthrob at first. Heather, D.O.B., how are you? Downtown William Brown. I hate that question, William Brown. I hate it, especially right in the beginning. Just being honest with you. You don't want me to lie to you and say, I saw that and said, oh, crap. Oh, crap. You know, if that's all I'm good for you, William, you'll just have to go on your own exploration. You could move there and work in Benton. I know you could. Miles Wright. Hey, how are you? Hi, Jack and everyone. Welcome to you. Um, Linda Nash. I've known several Nashes. I knew Steve Nash, and I knew his son. This goes back to my Camp LaGuardia days when I was pretending to be a peace officer in Chester, New York. Steve was the superintendent, and his son eventually became an institutional aide. And I see Steve to this day, usually at some place like the Colonial Diner. Karen is with me sometimes, and he won't see me, and I'll be sitting fairly close to him, and I'll say, I wonder whatever happened to Steve Nash. And then we begin talking. Darlene Culberstein, well, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Hi, Jack and all. Neo Neon is here, as we said. Helen McDonald from Australia. And it's good to see you all, family, la familia. Benton, Arkansas is a very small town with no jobs. Well, I guess the idea of you getting a shrubbery costume and, kind of inching around at various locations and then just standing still, see what you could hear is not going to work. It's not going to work. But there was a bigger point there, William Brown. Hey, Nancy DeMarco. Hey, look me over. Hey, say hello. I'll make up the lyrics because they were so long ago. How are you, Nancy? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Nice to see you board here. 27 watching that I know of, and 5 likes as well. 5 likes. Huh. So we just put up a video. Let me open a window. Let me open a couple of windows I should have opened already, like that one. And I had plenty of time to do it. I just didn't do it. And then the channel itself. Jay Leno talking about his wife who has dementia, Mavis. And let's go to my channel. Bob Joyce discussion. Also, we'll speak of Marjorie Taylor Greene. Holiday recipes. Tell me what your holiday favorites are. What you're going to be cooking this week as Thanksgiving approaches. Tell me. We'd like to hear it all. But about 48 minutes before that, we put up Bob Joyce Goes Big. So that's what you got to watch there, William Brown. You get a little bit of an update there on what's going on with Bob Joyce. We'll talk about it here as well. And then we make the point that we'll be live tonight. And here we are. 86 people at least have seen that already. I hope it continues to grow and that I'm not, what do you call it? Eating my own young. Uh, uh, Cannibalizing myself. That was it. Cannibalizing myself. That could be the next Billy Idol song. Maybe not. so, so we got the channel up and we got um, email up. Neo got to 500 subscribers on his channel. I'm sure he'll mention the name of the channel. It'll be some weird name. I know that already. I know you think I should know it, but, if it was something that was catchy, not that I'm thrilled with the virtual church of the disillusion. At the time, it seemed perfect. But now, not so much. Not so much. There's Elaine Peterson. She hits the Cash App for $10. Thank you, Elaine Peterson. I appreciate that so much. We'll give out the Cash App later handle. And you load that from the Google Play Store. Yeah. Jackie Organ talking about a Christmas CD, something that's on Matt Joyce's site. It's presented by Matt Joyce and Bob Joyce, The King, Another Christmas Carol. So it's a story with music. So check out Matt Joyce, and you should be able to find presented by Matt Joyce and Bob Joyce, The King, Another Christmas Carol. So thank you, Jackie Organ, for telling us about that. I don't know what happened to Elvis and tamales. I don't know. No one's ever said to me any update on that. It might have been too close to the fire. I don't know. He is an Elvis impersonator, Matt Joyce, not Bob. Matt Joyce, that is under the umbrella of EPE, Elvis Presley Enterprises, as other tribute artists are. It's not just him. You can be under that umbrella if you want. And why would you want to be? I don't know. I haven't looked into it. But that's cool. And of course, the Christmas CDs, the other Christmas CD, the latest one, is available now, I believe. I don't know if you can get it through bobjoyce.org. Has anybody done it that way? Let me go back to the stream here. Here we are. We'll say hello to anybody new here. Anybody new? Not a soul is new. 32 watching, though, so there are some new people. Feel free to sign in and let us know who you are, name, rank, and serial number. Where do you hang your hat? If you don't have a hat, where do you rest your head? Everybody has to rest their head, right? Brenda's going to be having ham, turkey, homemade stuffing. What do you do that makes your stuffing special, Brenda Noyce? Some people put a little rosemary in it. There's a way to give it a flavor that is just phenomenal. Ham, turkey, homemade stuffed mashed potatoes, gravy, salad, rolls, baked beans. Baked beans? What are you having, a picnic? Devil eggs or deviled eggs. What do you like? Your eggs deviled and your Chocolate cake devil's food. Is that what you're saying? Mac and cheese, Mexican homemade rice, vegetable tray, and green beans. Hmm. Okay. Sounds absolutely delicious. Don't forget a heavy dose of the cranberry sauce. I need extra. I need extra. I don't want to be a hog. So make sure you have plenty of cranberry sauce on tap. Well, you don't have to put it on tap. Put the beer on tap. I won't be drinking any of it. To me, it's all like chill, beep, 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 you know that. That's what it is to me. So Linda Nash says, I'm in Westerville, Ohio. Don't know any Nashes in New York. Yeah, Stephen, I don't even remember his son's name. Um, Steve's an interesting dude. I think he has something to do with raising show dogs now or something like that, or at least maybe his partner. And Brenda's okay but sore. Hi, Jack and family, says Miss Katina Swatsworth. How are you, Katina? Welcome, welcome, welcome to you on this Sunday night. I'm absolutely freezing up here tonight, even though I did not close the vent. So, um, um, the man downstairs just came in about 20 minutes before broadcast, and he's been out all day. So, unless I hear him tickling the ivories, I can hear him pounding on the ivories, but I can't hear any music if he's got his headphones on, which is fine. Or I'll hear the music itself. This man, so far, I've been keeping track, has played a piano version of Cocaine by Eric Clapton 1,722 times. 1,722 times that I know of. Ay, 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 ay. I mean, there is a piano version in Layla, but I don't like the mellow version of Layla. I want to hear that Eric Clapton guitar at the beginning of the Derek and the Dominoes song. 37 degrees and 34 degrees in the studio, I think, and I'm wearing a short sleeve shirt to be cool. See what I do for you peeps. Ordered the Christmas CD, but not the extended original CD, the deluxe version of Safely Home. So here's the Christmas version right here. Try to avoid the glare. Bob Joyce, Sounds of Christmas, recorded in Nashville or thereabouts. Thereabouts. And, well, I'll have to put on my Walmart readers. I'll have to put on my Walmart readers. My eyes aren't what they used to be. There's a lot of things not what they used to be. I'm thinking of Tom Jones' song now you may not have heard called Tower of Song. Check it out. I ache in the places that I used to play. Well, he says it. O come, Emmanuel, the Christmas song, O holy night, greatest gift, O come, all ye faithful, white Christmas, family Christmas tree, angels we have heard on high, sounds of Christmas. If you're looking for a savior, child in a manger. All on Sounds of Christmas from Bob Joyce. Go to bobjoycemusic.com. Go to bobjoyce.org. I'm not sure if it's hit Spotify, some of the tracks yet, or all the tracks have hit Spotify. I can look. I don't have the free. I have the free Spotify right now. I don't have the premium. I had it for a long time. Not saying I would never do it again, but I found out that in my busy life, and the fact that when I'm in the car, I'm usually listening to talk radio. I'm usually listening to talk radio. So let me type that in. How you guys doing? Yep, there it is. So this album has been loaded to Spotify. If you have Spotify, they'd rather you buy it. It's so hard for an artist to make money these days, and all proceeds go to Household of Faith. He doesn't take a dime for his recordings, but it is there. I wish I could just hit it. I wish I just could hit it. You know, maybe someday we'll find a way. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. Everybody loves a winner, so nobody love me. Lady Peaceful. You know who sang that really well? It was on Bates Motel. I love Bates Motel. I saw all 50 episodes. That's 5 seasons, 10 episodes a season. And she does that. She's auditioning for a local play, and she does a wonderful version. They love her. Vera Farmiga. Yeah, she has a sister who's also in the movies. Well, thank you, Jody Smith, the great encourager. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back for hitting the thanks button for $1. We're way behind this month. It's really December that we're working on, like the 22nd of December, I think. And so thank you for doing that. Thanks button right down there for any amount. No amount is too small or too large, but if we're talking a large gift, then it's better to do Cash App because I get more of it. They just take a portion with Google, but it really helps my total, and I get plenty of it. Oh, I love that sound. Sometimes that sound can be very, very nice. A hot Monday here in South Australia. She gives some kind of weird Celsius temperature, but then she tells us it's 91 degrees Fahrenheit. 91 degrees. Oh, here some of our old souls are coming back, like Rob. That's Woodley Summercraft Wood Turning. Hi, Jack and everyone. Hi, good to have you back, Rob. What's been going on with you? What kind of summer did you have and all that? What's been going on? What's going on? They had a Motown show here Saturday night, last night, and we didn't go. I'm watching my carrots and my peas. I'm watching my P's and Q's, actually. Yeah. And but there is a Barry Manilow show coming up with a young man. It's called Daybreak, the ultimate Barry Manilow tribute, and I think that's something to see. That's something to see. Tickets are not expensive. Tickets are not too expensive. So, who's on my love line? Who's on the Wolf Man with love line? Oh, I can't talk too loud. I can't do that. As I told you before, you can't do that. Do. Well, look at this. Miles right. 9.99 on the thanks button. I appreciate that so much. And a lovely shade of yellow. Not a whiter shade of pale, but a lovely shade of yellow. I guess we could call that taxi cab yellow. Do you have taxi cabs in your region, Miles? Or are you somewhere in the boonies with all these wild mansions? Now, I bet you, Miles, I ought to work out a deal with you. Have you seen that it's usually the abandoned houses, mansions, can be abandoned McDonald's, abandoned mall. These three kids, here I am struggling to get 1,000 views on a live show. Oh, we have ones that have gone to, 18,000, 20,000. It doesn't happen often. But these three kids go to some of their favorite places. You'll find it uh, when they were kids that are now in bad shape. They're all closed, including a McDonald's. They found chicken McNuggets in the McDonald's. Everybody go, ooh, ooh. They open up a little box and there was chicken nuggets that have been sitting there for years. Um, and then they went over to the mall. There's so many of these abandoned malls. That's where they ran into a cop at the very end, but he was cool, you know. They had gotten everything they needed by then, pretty much going into the various stores and what have you. Um, there's graffiti in there. Other people have been there, and then they went to their former elementary school. They even found a yearbook with their picture in it. Isn't that something? And how can it be if it was an elementary school? I don't know. Yeah, I guess they had even before the final uh, graduation book. You get pictures along the way. So they got some real nice video. They're three very lively, gifted chaps that good looking. That doesn't hurt for the female audience, and the views they got. Oh my goodness, 19 million views. 19 million here on YouTube. Divide that by 1,000 views. It's amazing. And it's the three of them, but they also got at least one cameraman, maybe two. And so it's a professional operation, and they ask you to subscribe and all that, which we all want you to do. Please subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, and please hit the thanks button like Miles Wright did. But can you imagine? Candace Owens doesn't get 19. Tucker doesn't get 19, but these kids got 19 million views. I love those abandoned places videos. Anybody else like those? Anybody else like that? And thank you, Jody Smith, for starting us off, getting the ball rolling with $1 on the thanks button. Jack, a lot of those abandoned videos by people on YouTube get really good views. I notice. What's that guy now? Benz. He's always puts a scripture in the beginning. He's got problems with his young son not being able to walk now and stuff like that. The kid has issues. His wife fell in one of their tapings and she broke her leg, but she's back out now. Oh dear, you got to be careful. You don't know what's going to be in there when you go in there. You know, you really got to have a security guy. And if he isn't armed, what can I tell you? And if he is, that could be a sticky legal thing, because you weren't supposed to be in there to begin with. Yeah. Cajun Calvin joins us as well. Hi, Cajun Calvin. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Helen McDonald's, Jack, the exchange rate between US and Australia dollars is so bad you would get less. I lost you there. You would get less than half of anything I sent. I see. Yeah. I know it's different in different countries, and I know you don't have Cash App there. I understand that. Um, I think it's in the UK, though. Robin Roman, 4079, whatever that means. She was born on the 40th month in 1979. Hi there, Jack and family. Hi, Robin Roman. Welcome, welcome, welcome to a Sunday night version of Worldwide Ramblings. If I don't do a promo, and this one was really late, so I'm sorry. I apologize for that. We were running around a little bit today, but Karen didn't get her pedicure because they were just closing up. They were closing up. People on Sunday like to get out early, and I understand that. The reason why a lot of these abandoned places get so much good views is because they stir up memories of what those businesses used to be like whenever they were still in business. Well, there is that. And, sometimes, a lot of the times, they go into these mansions, these big homes, if they're not mansions, or even sometimes smaller homes. And, everything was left behind, everything. They Big Benz, that's Benz, like Mercedes. Um, he always wants to open up the refrigerator. You want to see and stuff in there. Other times, things he should be checking, he doesn't. And it annoys me because I want to see everything. Yeah, don't tell me. Yeah, just go in there and take a look. I understand if it's sensitive pictures, you're going to have to blur them or something. We get that. but they find everything in there, and I find them enjoyable. Sometimes I make like 3 4 hours of it, and just sit back on a weekend. But Karen, she's got me going out to do this PT and take her to the Y, and it's a lot of stuff. Robert from Robert's Active Retirement, who's doing very well with his channel, he says that a lot of chores too with the missus, a lot of chores. So you got to make days when you don't have them and do something fun. And once in a while, just have. I love a day where I can kind of wash up and keep my pajamas on, and my sweatshirts, usually too, and just relax downstairs. And maybe I'll go up and down the back stairs as my exercise, up and down the back stairs a few times, that kind of thing. If you don't use it, you lose it. I know that. There's 40 watching right now, 40 watching. And let's see here. Let's see here. Um, And from what I see here, Jupiter's Realm hit the Cash App for $10, saying Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Jupiter's Realm. It really won't be for me. Maybe Saturday. Maybe Saturday. Probably do a Sunday show next week, because next Saturday may be my Thanksgiving. Uh, Here we go, Elaine. Friday is the colonoscopy, which means I have to start fasting Thursday morning. I did that because I have to have it done at the hospital. And if I didn't get it done on the day, really nobody wants to do it, with Dr. Prumer at the hospital, because he only goes to the hospital twice a month. That's the problem. So I can't go to the regular facility, and I have to go to the hospital because of the defibrillator in my chest, which I've never had a problem with. So that's going to be annoying, but that's just the way it is. So we'll get that done. It'll be done for 5 years, if not forever. Who knows? Tomorrow is promised nobody. And so thank you. And it looks like, if I'm correct, Elaine Peterson hit the Cash App again with red lips, kissy lips. And so she hit it for $10 again. So that's twice, because she hit it last night when she assumed. And what happens when you assume we were coming on. But I like to switch it up. And I got to get some midnight ramblings in there early in the week. And that could just be something I do. I won't even promo it. Sometimes we just pop on to pop off. And I have popped on at midnight. And, we'll see how it goes, and which night and what have you. In terms of a show during the week, it would definitely have to be Wednesday. It can't be Thanksgiving. Can't be Thanksgiving. Some of you know why it couldn't be. Well, stand by. Let's see here. Back to our live stream. Thank you so much for hitting the Cash App, Jupiter's Realm and Elaine. And if you have it, or if you want to load it from the Google Play Store, it's a handy tool to have for many reasons. My Cash App handle is MediaGuy56, MEDIAGUY56, lowercase letters, MEDIAGUY56, for any amount. And I'll be sure to thank you. And if I miss it because it's late or something, I will do it on the next live show. So thank you, and thank you. Here we are, back to the live stream, only to find that Jody Smith, I think that's new, hit the thanks button again for $1. Thank you, Jody Smith. You know that it's a lean month. Compared to June, it's downright awful, to be honest with you. So we have a meager budget. That's all we try to make, is a meager budget. Let's see here. Who else do we have? Yeah, my downfall, Elaine Peterson, has been that Turkey Hill eggnog. Oh my God, to die for, to die for. Oh, I have never. I can't remember a year where I've had as much of it as I've had. It's been like, it's been like it comes in pints, or you can get a half gallon. Haven't gotten the half gallon. I get the pints, and oh, it just is so pleasurable with my nutmeg shaker. Oh, it's so delicious. I'd rather it than grandma's macaroni and cheese. In fact, grandma's macaroni and cheese sucked, but the Stovers are still pretty good, you know. But no, none of that. That I can stay away from. Any thoughts on Bob's new album? Well, I've only heard each song once, so this week, now we're getting close to Christmas. I'll be out there and I'll put it on in my CD player because that's where I have it. Um, and we have a CD player downstairs too. It's one of those old-fashioned looking things that has everything from a cassette to a CD player to a vinyl to no 8 track, no 8 track. But I thought that the version of O Come, O Come Emmanuel, which is right over there, I'd love to be able to hit it for you. You wouldn't hear it; they'd block it. Um, I think it. I thought, okay, well, I've heard that one before, but he really gives it a nice new flavor. O Come, Emmanuel. And there's the Christmas song. Uh, don't say what you want to say. The old joke. Oh, holy night, how can you go wrong with that? Greatest gift. Come all ye faithful, Christmas classic, as is White Christmas for a secular song. Um, and of course, Angels we have heard on high. So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. And I enjoyed the deluxe album, which we have right here, that I was able to secure. Right here. The deluxe album, Bob Joyce. Trying to get rid of that glare. You see Bob Joyce's picture that I got there. Um, and there's a few new tracks on here. First one is the title track, Safely Home. Then this is one song I did a video on, Jesus, Jesus, Save Me from My Sin. I'm going to try to do a video on Come, O Come, Emmanuel. So we'll see if we get that up. Somebody Bigger Than You and I. Somebody bigger than you and I. I remember that song from the 60s. Pass me not while on others thou art calling. Please don't pass me by. Yeah, that's him. Let My People Go. That's where he gets all Elvisy on that song, Let My People Go. Oh, yeah, he loves to do that song. How Great Thou Art, Resurrection Day, Amazing Grace, My Chains Are Gone. So it's not a traditional version. He Hideth My Soul, not the version he did originally, but the version he did originally, He Hideth My Soul by Bob Joyce. I heard that and I said, well, that don't sound like Bob Joyce. Sounds exactly like somebody else. You're right. You're right, Neo. Elvis Costello. Amazing Elvis Costello imitation. Oh boy. The Savior. I got to keep going. Oh, what a Savior. No Friend Like Jesus on the deluxe version. About 3 new tracks on here that were not included. So get that as well. Get that as well. You must have it. So, what's everyone saying? Jody Smith, I've often thought Pastor Bob should have done the song I Heard the Bells on Christmas Day. Well, if you end up, people go caroling and people do special gigs at prisons, and say you book a gig at a mental institution, a mental institution. You've got an audience full. of people, that have various conditions, including schizophrenia. What's the one Christmas song you don't want to do? Hmm. Well, I gave you a chance. The one Christmas song you don't want to do if you're doing a concert at a mental institution is Do You Hear What I Hear? Do you hear what I hear? Think about it. Okay. Mary, Did You Know by Mark Lowry. Wonderful song. He was in concert tonight. Yeah, could be right now on the stage in Gainesville, Georgia, or Texas. It's one of the two. He has his tour bus, and Mark Lowry, fantastic. So, talk about some of your ideas for a future Bob Joyce recording, something that you'd like him to record. Oh, Mama Like the Roses. You may be as offbeat as Neo, Woodsley, Rob. Oh, Mama Like the Roses. Who did that song? Who did that song? I know it's not the Yellow Rose of Texas. Jack, will you be on next Sunday? Looks like, yeah, I would think so. It works out good because Karen is watching that horrible show, 90 Day Fiasco. It's the four-part tell-all. Well, you've never done anything for humanity in your life. You're a bunch of self-serving, jaded. Won't use the mofo word. Yeah. What would you possibly have to say? Oh, you got pregnant. Well, wow. You know, don't get me wrong. The miracle of birth. Designed by our creator. I'm not in any way knocking that, but these women think that, I can't say what I want to say. I mean, that makes them some kind of an accomplished person. No, being a good mother will make you an accomplished person in God's sight, not the fact that you know, you know what I'm saying. Helen McDonald, don't pretend you don't. It's like Red Skelton back in the 60s. He'd have person, the old woman on there, and she's very prissy and what have you. And I forget whether it was Clem Cadiddlehopper, that character that Red Skelton used to play. I think it probably was, but I'm not sure. And he said something that she found offensive, and she said, "Well, I never." And Red, as Clem says, "Oh, I bet you have. I bet you have." Oh, I miss Red Skelton. He was a treasure, an absolute treasure. I've often thought Pastor Bob should have done the song I Heard the Bells on Christmas Day. Yeah. Well, the thing about Christmas albums, they have a pretty short shelf life. So I would say enough for the Christmas songs, would be my personal. Let's, what would I like him to do? I want him say he's performing live and they're going to do a live album. Say it something like that. They're going to do a Pastor Bob live. I don't want him behind a piano or a guitar all the time. No, there are other piano players. There are other guitarists. Elvis plays decent piano, but he's not Henry Mancini. He's not Glenn Arden. He plays some guitar. He's not Eric Clapton. So what would Bob be most extraordinary at? Do that. Do that. Take the mic. Sing. Sing with great people behind you and that are singing full with all their heart, and they've rehearsed it many many times, and da 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 da. But I mean, if we're doing this for television with professional television equipment, get out from behind the piano, have somebody else play the instruments, take the mic in your hand, and you can walk and you can look at people's faces, and in between the songs you can preach easier and what have you. And I would like to hear some rockin' stuff. I would like to hear some rockin' stuff. Don't say, well, my audience is probably in their 70s and 80s, so that's what. No, let's do some rockin' stuff. But you're not going to do way down like a tidal wave. That's a sexual song. I get it. But there's some powerful Southern gospel out there and stuff. Really, really good stuff, that and that's what he deserves to be singing, the really cream of the crop stuff. And there should be writers writing for him out there. Are there? I don't know. That's just my personal feeling. I want, the thing about the song Jesus, Jesus, Save Me from My Sin. That's a catchy pop song. We need some of those. We need some catchy pop songs. Safely Home is good. Oh yeah, Safely Home is good. Um, but I'm saying not so much in the hymns. Uh, this is not for great grandmama. This is for younger people from the rock and roll generation, whether you remember that you're part of that or not. I know you burn the records in your backyard. So Rob is going to get that Christmas album soon. Yeah, very good. Very good. 57 watching right now. 57. Um, I don't know that group. Are they like a Trans-Siberian Orchestra? Hmm. I see what you wrote, Jupiter's Realm. Um, I think it's an okay song. It's not one of my favorites. There are other Mark Lowry songs that are not Christmas songs that I would like better. Scott Baker. Scotty B. That sounds like a New York DJ. No, that was Scotty Mack, and he was on K104 in Poughkeepsie. Scotty Mack. How are you? Is that your DJ name, Scotty B? Scott Baker? Have you done some DJing? Elvis and Marjorie start new political party. No, I believe. Say Elvis was still alive today. I think he's MAGA. I think we could find information that would prove that right. I'm not looking for a new party because a new party would lose to the progressives. We have to stay united. So there you go. You led me right into Marjorie Taylor Greene. Right into Marjorie Taylor Greene, and off the top of my head on this one, I'll admit to it. Um, she came in as a freshman congressman just in 2020. And she was ruffling feathers from the moment she got there. She barely knew where the ladies' room was, but she was ruffling feathers and being maybe too outspoken when she should have been in the learning process. But we quickly realized that there were times when we were very pleased with what was coming out of her mouth, and when she challenged the squad, sometimes she broke decorum, just like they do all the time. Sometimes she broke decorum, but she was a fierce fighter and supporter of Donald John Trump. And she had to know full well when she kept pushing the Epstein files, and what have you, that he wouldn't like that, right? He claims he was never on the island. He was never on the island. He threw him out of his club on one occasion because he thought he was a pervert and what have you. But we also know there was a time when they were very friendly, hanging out, having dinner, what have you. And, I'm not going to sit here and say, well, there couldn't be anything nefarious because we know President Trump is a choir boy. He's not. He's not. But I always stress that the man I see today is far different from the man that would have been around in the 90s or even the man that was president in 2016. In 2016, he's much more knowledgeable. He has a real sense of how the government works, and we can't have any the number one priority for any Republican. I'm not saying sell your soul and agree with something, I mean, if you found out something that was definitive and what have you, I can understand you feeling uh, that you have to say that. It's really what we don't need, though, because anything that would help the progressives, what's happening as the Epstein information comes out, is it's becoming a real problem for a lot of Democrats. A lot of Democrats. Hakeem Jeffries, whatever, invited Jeffrey Epstein to dinner. I found that to be funny because he's so, going after the um, uh, the Epstein files because he thinks that Trump is in it. How much is redacted and stuff? They're still working on. But Marjorie just has a habit sometimes of like she was responsible in large part for Kevin McCarthy losing the speakership, fighting vote after vote going down because of people like Marjorie Taylor Greene. I think he didn't keep his promise to me. Things take time. I could see, and I can see today with KMAC, as Jesse Waters likes to call him, that he is someone who really takes his responsibility serious. Uh, but boy, to get a once they had this amendment added that you could call for a vote if there was anyone that didn't like something that the speaker did. That's too far. That's a recipe for disaster. So. She would vote against him time and time again. Trump wasn't happy with that. And anyway, we finally ended up with Mike Johnson, who's a terrific man. Uh, Kevin McCarthy's doing very, very, very well in the private industry, and he's a Fox News contributor. So he's doing fine. He's doing fine. But I just thought she did him wrong. She was too relentless, and I'm going to get my way, and what have you. She's still new to the party. And when you start, you know what Trump's feelings are, and you've heard his responses, and you know that it's so important. The midterms are coming up and what have you, and that we can continue if you feel like, if you happen to be a Republican and you feel how crucial it is that we maintain the Senate and the House, that we have to stay united. And she kept hammering it and hammering it. And then out of the blue, she announces from her home that she's resigning and it'll be effective January 5th. I think that's another extreme decision that she now regrets. And then she has to come out because President Trump was not happy with that. It gives us more of a razor thin. I don't know who will replace her. Um, um, it gives us more of a razor thin margin in the Congress. And I don't think it was the best thing he could have called her, but he called her a traitor. He called her a traitor, which really shocked her because she's going to hear that for the rest of her life. Oh, there's the traitor. The president of the United States called you a traitor. He softened things since then. He said she's a good woman, but she was going to lose her primary. I don't know if that's true. She was going to lose her primary, but she goes a little too far and keeps at it, where she can be very effective when she talks about the progressives and what have you, and now you lose that voice, and you think you're going to run for Senate. After you've walked away from your other job, your opponent will have a field day with that. You quit your job. You couldn't finish your term. So that's all I have to say about Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm sure there's a number of people here would rather I have not even covered it, but that's all I have to say about that. As far as Gump would say, Andrea, are you also on Gideon's Army Chat? Hmm. Barbershop quartets are good, but this is 2025, so you really got to think about, okay, you want to reach younger people, people younger than you, um, do what they like, as long as the lyrics are Christ honoring. And can he do secular songs? I think he can. Glad to have you here, Rocky Mountain Red Wing, Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. Jack, says Jody Smith, I've said these women are just having babies for the sake of having babies because they think it is the in thing to do, but don't want the responsibility of being a parent uh, uh, when the baby comes. Well, sure, that would be true of a lot of the XYZ people. But I think what is also true, and maybe you heard a statistic that I didn't read, is that they don't want no baby. Are you kidding me? I don't want a baby. I don't want one now. I don't want when I'm 35. I don't want one. I want to enjoy my life. I'm not going to be changing crappy diapers and then the squealing kid. And then when the kid is 12 or 13, he lets me know what I can do with my rules and stuff like that. You can keep it. We have a serious shortage coming of babies. It's already started, they say. So don't be surprised. These kids are for me, myself, and I. Now, I'm not talking about all of them. There is a plethora, especially in the red states, of good young people that were taught family values and love God, family, and country. So I'm not talking about those people at all. Thank God, praise God for them. But we have an overwhelming. I mean, they don't even want to leave the house. They don't even want to leave the house. Ha- Check the various states, the stats of kids staying home and living with their parents, and never really being challenged that much that it should be anything different. Anything different. So they live with their family, and then, oh well, I'm going to inherit the house, and I'll do my little Uber job, Uber Eats, or Grubhub. I'll do a little thing here and there, contribute a little bit, but I'm not really going to be paying rent or anything. I don't make that much money. I don't make that much money. So they don't want babies. That's you dopes that did that. That's how they look at it. You with the six kids. They look at a woman in Walmart with her six kids and she's wearing pajamas and they say that's exactly what I don't want to be. I don't want to be anything like that. After all, I got to be on the computer. I got my video games. I'm reaching high levels here. You know, I want to be on my phone. I want to be on my home computer. I want to do I want to do some AI and stuff like that. They don't want to be parents. They don't want to be parents, and it's just as well that they're not going to be. It's just as well. Other people, adults from the baby boomer generation or pre baby boomer, like Catherine Lee Scott from Dark Shadows, never wanted to apparently to be a. She wanted to have a certain life. She wanted to continue to act and, travel. She loves to travel. And So when who was it? I guess it was the Vice President J.D. Vance talked about the childless, crazy cat people. Oh, she was real mad about that. Real mad about that. We love Catherine so much. The fact that she's progressive and her ideas about the Ukraine are never going to materialize. Oh, she expects a deal to be worked out where Putin just goes into total repentance and gives back all the land and helps rebuild the land, and then pays reparations. When pigs fly. Neo, are pigs flying yet? Are pigs flying? Can you check that out for me? And by the way, Neil, I expect you to be checking on the alien situation. You know, in between your puppet videos, I want you to be out there looking at the sky and taking some video for me too. I try to do it. Nobody really cares, though. I mean, you won't care until a spacecraft lands on your house. You won't care until they blast the sun away and we've got like 32 hours to live. What about that comet, which isn't a comet? I can't believe it's getting so little coverage. I cannot believe it. Doing fine, thanks. Just got off work, says Rocky Mountain Red Wing. Oh, okay. I'd ask what you do, but that would be invasive. Feel free, though. Let's see. Yeah, what does Andrea do, huh? What does she do? Pastor Bob and Wyona. That's because you think, Robin Roman, that they're related, don't you? I hear that from time to time. Pastor Bob and Wyona. I've got no problem with it. I love Winona. She's cool. She's cool. Silver bells, silver bells. It's Christmas time in the city. Love the song. It's not what Pastor Bob needs to be doing, though. That song has been sang a billion times. And how do you do a song like that new, and put some new flavor into it? Jay Pogera is here. Hi, Jack. Hi, Jay. Welcome. Welcome to Worldwide Rambling Sunday. Even 50 people watching right now. Heather is, um, she sang a duet of Mary Did You Know? I don't really get it. I don't get that. I mean, I get it as a good song, and I'm such a big Mark Lowry fan, but I wouldn't put it up there with "Oh Holy Night," which of course is a great song for Pastor Bob to sing. Somebody mentioned "If I Can Dream." Um, it would be hard for Pastor Bob to equal the Elvis Presley version that he did, for his Christmas special back when. It would be just just like other songs that were done by, what is his name, Elvis something. Um, One Night with You, which I know Pastor Bob wouldn't do, and Heartbreak Hotel and stuff like that. He's not gonna be able to sound like that. That's a raw, young, leather jacket Elvis Presley, you know? So, that's fine. Don't you love Mark Lowry? Do you ever watch his, show, Just Whenever, his sing-along? Follow the bouncing ball, except there's no bouncing ball because he's not Mitch Miller, all right? Let's get that straight. He's no Mitch Miller. He's better. Mitch was a fine conductor, don't get me wrong. Did put together a lot of albums for people. Mitch Miller was a legend, just not as a singer. Ah, what was a good one, Elaine? I go back now and I see that comment. I got to notice my CD has been shipped too. Very good, very good. Gotta have it, right? I mean, Thanksgiving is just around the corner now, and then everybody will start to get in the Christmas spirit, I suppose. I suppose. Um, I heard the bells on Christmas Day. Yeah. I don't know if the bells ring much in town anymore, but I think we got to go to Brenda's house because other people are not telling me what their Thanksgiving menu is and what their specialty is and what they make that's so wonderful and stuff like that. So far, um, maybe we've got something from Robin Roman here, but so far we haven't gotten too many Thanksgiving menus from you. I'm making maple bacon. I'm making maple. I thought you were going to say maple ham. Maple bacon, pear roasted sprouts. Oh, I thought there was going to be more. What are your favorite side dishes for Thanksgiving? Huh. Well, those are two different. Now, you have to understand, um, when it comes to Brussels sprouts, it's like blue cheese. You love them or you hate them or you think you hate them and you won't give them a chance. I have often said it's kind of like smoking it's like eating a cigar butt that's been sitting in the ashtray. Is that the one I say that about? I think it's so. I think it's so. I think it's so. So now the Italian Christmases and Christmas Eves. Oh, oh, to die for. I went to a number of Christmas dinners at the Candidos, my mom and I, and it was just phenomenal. They're all gone to be with Jesus now, except Mike Candido, the drummer for Gary Puckett, and he's in like 4 different bands. So he's from Las Vegas. Go see the Night Kings if you ever get a chance. Um, eh, that's when he's not playing with Gary. During the summer, he's not playing with Gary because Gary always seems to do the Happy Together tour. And there's one band that plays for all the groups. One band. It is on Spotify. That's right. There it is right there. I want to play it. So bad. But I will try to play it, but in a pre-recorded video. And what year is that song from? O Come, Emmanuel. Some of the Christmas songs, of course, are beyond copyright. Copyright is expired, like He Hideth My Soul. I think that's one of them. And I'm guessing, but I would say, I don't know where Irving Berlin wrote White Christmas. Um, but there's a chance that songs like "Oh Come All Ye Faithful" and "Angels We Have Heard on High" are, if it's been around since the 1800s, the late 1800s, then it's that you can't hold a copyright on it. You can't hold a copyright on it. You can do it. You can do this. You can do this. Let's see here. Um, yeah. Tried to find that William Shatner clip when he was on CBS Sunday morning, and I find like he must have done a two-parter, but he was very poignant in it, and I couldn't come up with that one. I looked for it for about 10 minutes and said, well, because he's always interesting, just like Charlie Sheen is always interesting. There's the Goodwill Church worship service. That could be Goodwill Church 2, because they have 3 churches. Just wish I could find that clip from William Shatner. Should have bookmarked it when I had it. Brad is singing. I can hear him, so he's still awake. We're not keeping him up. Um, so let's see. Let's go back to. Okay. So, Jack, I've got a feeling that 2026 Pastor Bob is going to do something that's not a concert. It's going to make a lot of people say, yeah, yeah, dum, da da dum. She said, yeah, dum, da da dum. Said, yeah, 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 yeah. From December's children. You should know that. He's going to do something that's not a concert that's going to make a lot of people say, yeah, that's him. I think if he did that, he'd do it. It wouldn't be a guess. He'd be putting it in your face. I think it would be something where he's making an announcement. Should we be possibly right in our wild conspiracy theories? If not, we may have to go into, a padded room. A padded room. Well, that's nice, Brenda, that your son will and his family are coming over. Um, Karen's daughter is talking about coming here sometime after Christmas, I think. I think it's a possibility. Oh, Holy Night is a powerful song, Katina. I even requested him to sing it before on his YouTube. I don't think he ever did. I'll hear it on the CD. Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those songs you never get tired of. It's like there are certain pop songs like that. I can hear Carefree Highway by Gordon Lightfoot forever. I can hear some of those great 60s songs by the Fifth Dimension forever. Um, I can hear The Long and Winding Road forever by Paul McCartney, the Beatles. So there you go. There you go. We have a Deb here. Here's Pamela. Hi, Pamela. Welcome. Where are you watching from tonight? Where are you watching from? Deb Smith is here. Good to have Deb Smith with us. Julia Joyce, speaking to Bayou Girl. Hi, Bayou Girl, and hi, Julia Joyce. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Homemade dressing, that was my mother's recipe. Dressing is very important to me on a salad. You're not talking about the stuffing dressing, right? Maybe you are. Dino Greco. Hello, Jack and everyone. Hi, Dino. Where are you watching from tonight? Welcome, welcome, welcome to Worldwide Rambling Sunday. Pam Donnelly says we are having a pitch. We are having a pitch in that at our Legion Post 84, Marengo, for those who don't have a place to go on Thanksgiving. Yes, we are having a little bit of this and that for that. Yeah, Warwick, New York, which is a beautiful, rich town. There's a church there that every year that puts on a Thanksgiving dinner that goes for hours. If you don't make the first setting, you'll make the second one or what have you. I think they like you to sign up in advance, but it's well attended. It's well attended, and people that are even here in say 20 miles down the road, they find a way to get there. They find a way to get there. A friend with a car or something like that. So that's a wonderful idea to actually have it on the day. To actually have it on the day, if people are willing to do that. That's not going to be fun. Not for me this year. Not for me this year. Maybe Saturday. Maybe Saturday. So yeah, we'll probably do one Sunday again. Hmm. Just looking back here. So, of course, Jody Smith will always be women that just have a lot of babies, you know. Um, if I say Latinos have a lot of babies, it may sound negative, but, they tend to be um, more responsible, more hardworking than, than, than Trevor and I won't say Heather, but it does rhyme. Heather, Heather OBGYN. Yeah. Um, Trevor and Amber. How's that? How's that? It's a nice name though, Amber. Probably because I love Amber Light so much. I love the orange, you know. I do, I do, I do. In my family here in Arkansas, we refer to it as dressing. You're talking about the stuffing. Yeah, that's why I hesitated because I certainly around Thanksgiving, Christmas, people start to call stuffing dressing. So, and I've heard that before. I've heard that right here in New York. So, yeah, it's not just an Arkansas thing. And I love a good dressing, as you would call it. I do. I do. Um, I want it to taste extraordinary, whether it be some rosemary or whatever that gives it this certain flavor, you know. And you don't want it. I like a wet stuffing. I like a wet stuffing. I don't want it dry. I want a nice wet stuffing and plenty of it. You got to have it. You got to have it, right, Deb Smith? That stuffing goes with a turkey. Yes, I see what you're saying, though. Right. We are Latino and have one very special son. Well, that's cool. Well, I love the Latino food, and I bet you I'd enjoy very much a Latino Christmas. I know my son does. My son does. And it includes stuff like enchiladas. Yeah, baby. Love my enchiladas. You know, I used to get like the same three things when I go into a Mexican restaurant, and enchiladas, chicken enchiladas is definitely up there at the top. So there you go. Um, now Elaine is trying to recruit people. Keep in mind, Elaine doesn't believe in colonoscopies. Period. Period. Um, Believe me, I've had many. Never had a problem. Dr. Plumer is the best of the best. It's probably be the last time I'll ever see him. I don't know. He's got to be getting ready to retire. It amazes me how many of these doctors work to infinity. I saw my prostate doctor, the urinologist, Dr. Swab. Oh, so many doctors. I think I said on the last show that I basically made a decision not to go to the nutritionist while filling out the paperwork, 4 pages of it, and hearing his explanation about why the appointments can take an hour and they can go past that. So please be patient. What do you think you are, a heart surgeon? What do you think this is? Someone's about to jump off the Tallahatchie Bridge. You're telling them what they already know. So if they come in and say, Doctor, I just bought a dozen donuts and they're in the car and I'm going to eat every one of them if you don't give me more time. uh, he will take somebody else's time, have them sitting out there, and then he'll go and eat the donuts and say, I'll start my diet tomorrow. That's what he'll do. People that go to these therapists because they have to, they're in programs and stuff like that, or they're on medication. It's required because if you want to be on disability, you got to go see the therapist and what have you. Um, They don't do anything he says so much of the time. People go to these rehabs that stress, and they may be on meds too. That's the sad part. They go to these rehabs, for 2, 3 months at a time. They have their group and they have their individual counseling, and it looks good. Yeah, they seem better. They make sure they appear to be looking and feeling better. And they get out, and within a week, they're back on crack cocaine. It's like somebody telling me to give up pizza. I'm just fortunate I never got involved with illegal drugs or, became an alcoholic. I can drink a drink every once in a while, enjoy it very much, and say, great, I got a little buzz from that, just a little buzz. I didn't get drunk. And if I feel that there's a real buzz there, I'm not driving home. I'm not driving home. Oh, no, I'm not going to do that, you know? So there you go. Um, 1 hour and 15 minutes. 1 hour and 15 minutes, somewhere in that realm. So what's going on with you, Dino? That's a great name, Dino. We had Oscar Dino here. That was a last name, but we had a nightclub here when I was a young lad, about 18 years old, called Dino's, right downtown Middletown. Then it became Class of 57, which is where Karen went a lot. I never saw her there, didn't go there a lot. Um, and and then it became finally the Empty Bottle Saloon, and that title, that sign is still up, but it hasn't been open in years. I don't think the mayor wants the competition. He's basically just a little bit further up the street on the other side, and people go to Old Erie. They have a wonderful bar. They have great food to go with it, whereas Dino's or Empty Bottle Saloon didn't. So it's not a restaurant, but Old Erie is, that's for sure. Well, here's Gloria Drummond. Hello, blessings, Jack, and everyone. I am ready for you tonight, Gloria. Yeah, I'm ready. Because remember, you were all washed out last time. Gloria Drummond. Jesus is Jesus is the answer. Channel here. Ah, tickle. I got a tickle. Israel. Wait a minute. I want to see that story. Israel eliminates Hezbollah's top military commander, Haytham Ali Tabi. Whoa, change it to Smith in targeted brute strike. Kevin Spacey is not completely homeless. He wants you to know he lives in hotels or he lives in a small apartment or something like that. He's getting roles in movies, but they're usually out of the country. Uh, he's just letting you know that it's a lot different than it used to be for him. 37 degrees out there right now. And what other stories are going on here? Trump reacts to Marjorie Taylor Greene's decision to resign. I'm sure it wasn't pleasant. Um, seeing if there's anything else. Man who rushed Ariana Grande at the Wicked debut um, was deported. Was deported. um, Taking out Hamas's $1 million route tunnel is a game changer, analysis says. Um, Clark Hunt's daughter recently spoke out against Bad Bunny who's going to be doing the Super Bowl halftime show. I won't be watching that. I may watch the Turning Point game show, but I'm in terms of the Super Bowl, I don't mean nothing to me. Nothing to me. I'm not a football fan, but I respect those who do. I know, I can tell they love it. Anyway, Gloria Drummond, you thought I was going to forget you. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Elaine, she says, and here she is, Gloria Drummond. I Google photoed you, Gloria. That's a live shot from one of your live videos. Well, you may not have been live. It could have been pre-recorded, but I know you are live sometimes, just like me. You go back and forth with it. So that is Gloria Harlow Drummond right there. And catch her right here on YouTube. Catch her right here on YouTube. What else? What else have I got in front of me? I don't know. I've shown this before. It's been a while. My hair guy, Vito Yazzo. Vito Yazzo. That's from a couple of years ago now. And you can catch Vito Yazzo, Yozzo, right here at YouTube. He'll sing an Elvis song for you. He'll sing dozens of Elvis songs for you. There we are from a few years ago, Vito and me at Classy Cuts. I'm not going to blow the pronunciation of that name. Classy Cuts Barbershop. Good night, Debbie. Thanks for stopping. All mine is pre-recorded. Yeah, well, it has to be. I understand that. You could go on and talk to the people, though, and rah-rah your channel. You could do that. Have a puppet with you, you know. So that's Vito. Let's see. I know only Dark Shadows fans will appreciate this. Kind of an action shot from Roger Davis, who played, at this time, he played Jeff Clark, but he was really Peter Bradford. He was really Peter Bradford. And there he is with the lovely Alexandra Mocha Isles. And you see her behind me there. And you see Nancy Barrett, too, behind me. So there he is. That's when he was probably married to Jacqueline Smith back then, or about to be married to Jacqueline Smith, Roger Davis. And now time has marched on. He's no longer married to Jacqueline Smith, but he was in Burbank at the Dark Shadows Remembrance in 2024, which we would have loved to attend, but just couldn't afford it. And here he is now. He's 83 years old. He was 82 there. Probably here's Roger Davis now. There he is. There he is. Time has marched on. Has marched on. He's been at the remembrances every decade because there's been many Dark Shadows festivals, and we missed them all because we weren't fans to the pandemic. Although Karen was somewhat, but she didn't think about it, and so we never got to see it. But in 2020, we began watching on Prime Video, and the rest is history. So there you go. Nice photo. Here you go. You're welcome. You're welcome. I have been watching a lot of channels. It's so hard to keep up on with them all. Yeah, that's true. One more person. This is at PT, Karen's PT. I go with her. And this man came out. He had just done some PT and sat next to me because he needed to rest. I didn't see his wife. I know his wife, but I just looked at him. I waited a few minutes and I said, the legendary Dick Bell. I think he's 86 years old now. Dick Bell was one of this area's prominent broadcasters on WALL. And he also did some bigger gigs than that, fill-ins and what have you. I think he almost became the voice of one of the major sports teams. I was down to him and one other guy. But I didn't like football then, but when I heard him on the radio from Wilson Field here doing a football game, I would listen for a while because he was so good. And he was a great newscaster as well. He had a pretty bad stroke, but he's recovering and doing things they never thought he would do. The voice is not as strong, but it was just a thrill to meet one of my idols. I listened to him growing up, and then I actually got to work for him and with him at Wall Radio because even though I was a DJ, he was management at that point and would eventually buy the station, although I think it was kind of a co-buy situation. But it was just wonderful to see one of those special people that meant so much to me growing up, Dick Bell. So there you go. Isn't that swell? Rather than let Karen go upstairs as 90-Day Fiasco ends, I think I will draw it at an hour and a half tonight, gang, because the last time, I think we did 2.5 hours on a Sunday because I had forgotten that I started at 8:30, not 9 o'clock, So thank you for those who hit. Please continue to hit the thanks button for any amount. And Cash App is Media Guy, lowercase letters, Media Guy 56 replay crowd. If you don't see the thanks button, go to another recent video and you'll find it there. So that's the story. Dory's not here tonight, is she? We're missing some of our people. Part of Psalm 139 in the NIV. O Lord, you have searched me, and you know me. You know when I sit and when I rise. You perceive my thoughts from afar. You discern my going out and my lying down. You are familiar with all my ways, which is a scary thing. Before a word is on my tongue, you know it completely, O Lord. You hem me in behind and before. You have laid your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me, too lofty for me to attain. Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? If I go up to the heavens, you are there. If I make my bed in the depths, you are there. If I rise on the wings of the dawn, if I settle on the far side of the sea, even there your hand will guide me. Your right hand will hold me fast. That's part of Psalm 139. Psalm 139. Thank you, Katina. Thank you, Jupiter's Realm. Thank you, Neon. And our guys, Dino and Mr. Greco. We have several Grecos now. And I love Jesus so much, he has me in the palm of his hands. Amen, amen, amen. My name is Jack Willard. Thanks for watching Worldwide Rambling Sunday. We'll try to get a music video up for you. All right? Maybe by tomorrow? We'll see. I'll try and see what YouTube says if they'll allow it. So big God bless you. Have a wonderful Monday. I know they're already doing that in Australia. I'll talk to you real soon. Probably looks like Wednesday night at 10 p.m. East Coast time for the next Worldwide Ramblings. Bye-bye.